Nobody can deny that the Snyder Cut is a huge monumental step forward for the film industry. At no other point in time has such a huge studio given such a large budget to basically just a director's cut. Warner Bros. Literally released their film, it did terribly, so they just released a film that everybody said they wanted.
I'm so sorry.
And it was better, but with this re-release, it can lead to many different possibilities. Some good, and some terrible at that. So this is why the Snyder Cut is the best and worst thing to happen to the film industry. When I heard the announcement of this film, I was very excited. I felt as if what we saw in 2017 was more of a Frankenstein's monster of a film and less of what Zack Snyder intended it to be. And with the tough times Snyder was already going through, I was rooting for him. What I'm happy to say about with HBO's release of the Snyder Cut is that you can tell that it's definitely what Zack Snyder was envisioning for his movie, with no studio meddling or whatever. It's practically an entirely different film that was released in 2017, and something like that has never been done before. It's amazing. The movie, however, it's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of Zack Snyder's movies, but I can still appreciate what it does for the industry. There have been director's cuts in the past, but nothing can be compared to what was released. There's months of CGI work. There were reshoots. There were rewrites. I said this before, when it's compared to the original film, it's completely different. And the fans alone were the reason about why this all happened. They screamed loud, and the studio heard them. It's incredibly heartwarming to see such a large studio give a man a second chance, and potentially more in the future. With the release of the original Justice League movie came the uprising of #release the Snyder Cut. And with Warner Bros. Anxious to do anything they can to get people to sign up for their streaming service, we're more than happy to do so. And it worked, with the internet going crazy when the sneak peek was released on June 18, 2020. But the question remains, why is this bad for the film industry? The best example that I can personally think of is Spider-Man 3. In 2007, Spider-Man was an undamaged property, with Spider-Man, the one made in 2002, breaking box office records, and Spider-Man 2 made in 2005, which, didn't make as much money, but is critically praised as one of the best superhero movies of all time. And then Spider-Man 3 happened. For the film, it was director Sam Raimi's choice to have Sandman and Harry Osborn as the new Goblin. However, Avi Arad, a studio executive, guilt-tripped Raimi into putting Venom in the movie, saying that he was selfish if he didn't. For fans don't like the villains he chooses, and they want people more like Venom, because Venom is huge. So Raimi put Venom in the movie, and it suffered. For the movie was already full before they put Venom in. And although fans, can say they know what they want, if a director has a vision and that vision is meddled with, it's not going to be what the fans want. So this is exactly what gets me worried about things like the Snyder Cut. Because although, granted, technically, what the fans wanted was the director's vision, for future endeavors and things like this, what if the fans want something that isn't going to be good? And what if the studio keeps on listening to the fans and only to the fans and not to the directors, and things can get, a little out of control. So basically what I'm saying I'm worried about is, although, things can be successful, I'm worried that studios are going to take fans' words over, the director's words, and the director is the one making the movie. He knows what's best. They're professionals. Fans are stupid geeks like me. With the rise of streaming services, there's nothing to stop studios from being like, oh, you guys didn't like that one? Well, here's another re-release and another re-release. I don't think they'll do that, but there's nothing stopping them. It's their platform. Okay, so the reason I didn't title this movie Why the Snyder Cut is Good or Why the Snyder Cut is Bad is because I'm not really sure where I land about that. The pros and cons of this movie kind of weigh each other out, and I can't lie to myself and say I'm on one side because I'm not. It doesn't make sense to be. I feel that the implications of this movie's existence and success has the potential to diminish any sort of I can't say that word. I'll put it right up here. That's the word I'm trying to say. That the films are trying to accomplish. But I don't know. Do you feel this way? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Let me know. I I hope the people watching this gain some introspective into what the Snyder Cut can do to film. I'm kind of just talking into the void though. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead, hit that like button. If you're here from TikTok, subscribe. I should be making more on here. I'm trying to diverse the platform. Yeah, thank you, and see you next time.